Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Scuffed World Tour. This tournament is going to be insane. Huge shouts to Ludwig and his crew for putting this on. These events are always amazing and they pulled no punches here. This is such a stacked bracket. We have Ferbs, Meister, J-Jizzle, Siski in 13th, Glutony, Debuzz, Sonics, and Mia in 9th, Shootone, Riddles in 7th, Onin, Light in 5th, Tweak in 4th, Spargo in 3rd, Aquila in 2nd, and Leo in 1st. That is insane. And there's a lot of interesting elements here because we obviously have some travelers that we don't get to see a ton, like Ferbs and J-Dizzle, as well as Siski. I feel like we haven't seen Siski or Gluto, honestly, in NA for a while, which is always hype. Then we have the Japanese travelers, which are always nice to see, in Mia, Aquila, and Shootone. Mia obviously being the hottest topic of this tournament. I think it's either Mia or Ferbs. Not having the most to prove, but I think most eyes will be on them to see how they do, what people think of them as a player, what they would rank them as. And then we also have people like Light, who has had kind of a rough streak lately, but not really. And then to Light standards, a love streak. And then we've had players like Spargo and Tweak, who are just absolutely incredible, have been doing amazing lately on the top of their game. And then you have your players like, Onin, Leo, Riddles, who are just super consistent all the time, Debuzz, Meister, and it's going to be interesting to see how everyone does. So we've got on the seating, but this is what my seating looks like. I have Gluto, Meister, J-Jizzle, Siski in 13th, Riddles, Shootone, Ferbs, Sonics in 9th, Onin, Debuzz in 7th, Aquila, Mia in 5th, Light in 4th, Spargo 3rd, Tweak 2nd, and Leo in 1st. You got to throw Leo in 1st because, I mean, come on, let's be realistic. I know we're doing it for content, but I ain't going to lie to you guys. But I do have Glutony as a last seed, which I think people might be surprised at, and it's because he is going to go against Riddles and Ferbs potentially. It's either Riddles and Ferbs or Riddles and Glutony, and Riddles is really tough. Riddles is an FGC player, obviously, and FGC characters are very hard for Gluto because his SDI is just not really existent, and it's that's a crucial thing against FGC, as well as Wario, I think, not doing amazing against those characters because Wario's whole thing is he can kind of be down a lot because he has Waff and can blow you off at one hit, but Kazu's like Wario, except he always has Waff, which is really scary, and then if he loses to Riddles, he's going to go against another FGC player in Ferbs, or he's going to go against MKLeo. And I unironically think he has a better chance against Leo just because his history versus Leo is very impressive. But also that would mean that Ferbs would have to beat Leo, which is not impossible, but would be the biggest upset of the tournament that we could have. So Gluto's got a tough path for sure. Honestly, very unlucky bracketing, but good bracketing for Ferbs. He's got a pretty good chance to beat Glutony at least, and he also gets to prove himself against Leo, which I think someone like Ferbs, he's from a lesser known region. He's got a lot to prove coming into this tournament, or at least I feel like people expect him to have a lot to prove. He doesn't really need to prove anything. He's already insane. He's won a bunch of major tournaments, and he did really well at Invitational as well. People should know he is good, but I think playing against Leo is the chance to get a spotlight on you, especially if he does well. So praying for Ferbs to do well here, and then another thing, I think the rest of that was to par, and then for the seating here, I do have Debuzz over Shootone because they've never played once, which is pretty interesting because they're they're the Yall guys. Surely they would have played, but nope, they've never played in the throughout the entire history of Ultimate. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. And I don't know what the matchup there is. It's definitely not going to be an Olimar Ditto. It probably will be Min Min Aegis or Rosa Aegis. But I don't know which one Debuzz chooses because I feel like in my head, Min Min is a better character against Aegis, but also Debuzz is he really likes Rosa against any matchup. So it's going to be interesting to see who he goes. I do again think it is Min Min, especially considering he won over Cosmos, one of his demons, with the Min Min. So while Shootone is a better Aegis than Cosmos is right now, Cosmos Aegis is still absolutely incredible, one of the best in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes that one for sure. But I do have it to Debuzz because playing Debuzz for the first time, they probably played friendlies once or twice, but playing for Debuzz the first time in bracket is a top hardest 3-player to play against just because of the way he plays the game is super hard to get used to. Something else I might have also screwed over with seeding is Sonics, even though he is seeded, I think, yeah, I had him seeded 9th, he is seeded 9th. Sonics just has a tough bracket, honestly. He has Shootone, which is really, really good against Ken. Shootone is very strong against Ken. And then you also have either Light or Tweak, potentially. Or, who else would it be? Light, Tweak, Debuzz. Light probably beats Debuzz. I don't think Debuzz has beat Tweak or Light in 3 years, but also Debuzz, he got his win on Cosmos. He has been beating these brick walls, so it's not impossible. And then Tweak, Meister. Sonics does have a decent chance against Meister, I will say, but against either Tweak or Light, I do think both of them take it. I just think Tweak is really good against Sonic, and then Light is, I'd say Tweak is better against Sonic, but Light's playstyle is really good against Sonic, because it's just so quick. That is a Fox thing, that is a Light thing, and I think they both have a decent chance. So Sonics, unfortunately getting 9th, even though it's it kind of sucks. We haven't seen Sonics in a while, and he isn't underseeded per se, but it's just damn, everyone in this tournament is underseeded because of how stacked it is. But the only player here that I do think is actually underseeded is Mia. I think Mia should have been at least in the top 8 seed considering he's won the last 4 majors in a row, but I do get the reasoning behind why he isn't, because like at those majors he hasn't really gotten the most insane wins at them. He's gotten a lot of good wins, like he beat Jackal at Apex, he beat Kameme, he beat I think konw as well at Kowloon, he beat Umeki and someone else super notable I forget at Subageki, but he's had a lot of very good runs, just like not against like super top players quite yet, but he has beat them before. Like I think he beat Proto at like it might have been the Kagaribi that he run actually. I don't. That's a little bit of ago, but still he can prove it against the best of the best, and I think he will. It's just like the seeding is definitely fair, but I personally would have had him higher because I am a Mia believer. He is unreal. It's crazy. Riddles as well, someone in a very interesting spot because I feel like the 17th for him, it feels low, but like it is valid. He's playing against he's playing against Leo round 2, which just like really sucks. If you're at this, by the way, this is probably the hypest 4. Oh, sorry, I think my mic got caught on something there. But this is probably like the hypest 4 of the tournament. Like this Leo Ferbs, Riddles, Gluto. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening here. Honestly, all 4 of these little bubbles are just so hype. But it's going to be interesting to see what Riddles can do in this tournament because he's not like playing with the momentum he was playing like right at Big House. Like that was insane. And then it feels like he cooled off a little bit, but he's still been getting like amazing placements. Like he top 8'd Ludwig's. At least I'm pretty sure he got top 8. It was either 9th or top 8. He top 8'd Let's Make Moves Miami, and I think that's the only 2 he's been to, but he's been doing like very well. He won that I think it was Path to Glory. I think that was the Canadian like national, which is very big. Like Riddles is an amazing player. It's going to be interesting to see if he plays mainly Kazuya or Terry. I would imagine the Kazuya just because his Kazuya is so good, but having a Terry secondary is always nice to lean on as well. Onan is someone I want to look at because Onan and Mia I think is going to be one of the most interesting matchups of the tournament because on one hand you have Onan who just lost to Meister but has a positive record on him overall versus Mia who has never beaten Akala but is like still has matchup experience against Steve, which goes a long way. Knowing how to deal with mic heart properly it's a huge bonus. Like you have such a big advantage compared to like not knowing how to deal with that. So I think that's very good for Mia's favor, honestly. And you have to consider that Mia is a better game watch than Meister, at least right now. Like Mia is he's really good, and Akla is definitely a better Steve than Onan. No offense to either Onan or Meister, they're both incredible players. I mean, obviously they are. They're both at this tournament. Like, to be at this tournament, you have to be the top of the top caliber. I just think those other 2 have proven themselves more, at least as of late. But it's going to be, I don't know. I would bet on Mia personally, but not impossible to see Onan taking that as well. And then Spargo over Siski. That's tough. Spargo's a really good player against zoners. And then also Siski goes against Meister in losers. Oh, wait, no. He goes against Mia in losers, which is arguably worse. He goes against either Onan or Mia. Damn, Siski also. I feel like all the last seeds just like not only are their brackets hard just because like they're a last seed, but they also just got screwed over. Like Meister to Buzz, like I don't think Meister's beaten to Buzz since Frostbite. That's off the top of my head, but it feels like it's been forever. I could just be wrong, but like that's tough. Ferbs does have the best chance, I will say. Ferbs, they were nice to Ferbs. He's never really been to NA before. I mean, he went to Invitational, but he hasn't been to too many NA tournaments. They're being a little courteous there. Jay Diesel, they're like, I don't know, Australians. they want to will against the Australians. Josh Man was like, hey, can you rig it so I'm the highest placing Australian? Which is honestly, fair, support your boy, but not saying Jay Diesel can't, by the way, because Jay Diesel is really good. J Dizzle is crazy. Sad Strix isn't here, by the way. Rest in peace, Strix. But we also have Siski Mia, and that's just like Game & Watch Meister. Game & Watch Meister. I always say Meister when I'm thinking of Game & Watch. Game & Watch Samus seems really, really bad for Samus. Like, I don't know how you win that. And it's not impossible. Siski's done these kind of matchups before, but out of all the draws to get, I feel like that's one of the worst ones you could have gotten. And then I think that's every specific set I want to talk about. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of amazing stuff. No, that's not it. Light Tweak. Light Tweak has, at least in my tournament, like the way I think it's going to go, I think it's going to happen twice this tournament, which is insane. It's probably going to happen once because Light should beat the Buzz. Meister Tweak. Meister might get the upset, but I do think Tweak will probably take it. And then we have Light Tweak, which is, that's so sick. That's going to be incredibly hype. I'm interested to see who takes it because, like, Light has been playing the worst he's played all year, and Tweak's been playing the best he's played all year. Now, granted, Light's worst is still getting 4th at main stage. Like, it's not like he's playing actually that bad, but I don't know. We'll see. That's not a sentence. Tweak definitely has the momentum into the weekend, so it's not impossible for Light to take it, but it's like I don't know who I really don't know who I favor because, again, Light has taken it the last, I think, 3 times they've played, at least last 3 times they played as of late. But Tweak has been doing consistently better at tournaments, and by consistently, I mean literally one. He also won Port, though, which is something to know. So I don't really know who's going to take that, but that is going to be a absolute banger of a set. People to overperform their seeds. I think off this list alone, it is just Mia. Yeah, I think I have Mia to buzz by 1, and that's literally about it. Like, it's this tournament. It's really tough to predict who's going to overperform their seeds because of just how the tournament is working. Like, it is just so closely segmented together. All the players are so close in skill level. So, like, for someone to have like this insane run, it's not even like it's like huge upsets. Just like a top player beating another top player. Just like who is playing harder that weekend and which the specific matchups maybe like help you. Because like Light for example, he could be playing incredibly hot, but he could still run into Steve in the Game of Watch, which has a very high probability this tournament. Like Light, this tournament kind of sucks for him because considering all the matchups that are here. Like there's like 2 Kazuya's, there's 2 Steves, there's 2 Game Watches. Like he's gonna have a rough bracket, but it's still doable because of course it is Light. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Oh yeah, people to win the tournament. I mean, just kind of look at this. Take the top 4 because we don't do the first seed, so it's Tweak, Spargo, Light. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if this video was a little bit rambly. These type of tournaments get me so hype. I love these 16-man events that are incredibly stacked. And huge shouts again to Ludwig and the Mogul Moves crew. It's going to be an absolutely insane event. Melee is also going to be incredible. They have a bunch of amazing players there. The description, or in the description, there will be a link to this bracket if you want to check out Melee, or just kind of want to look at the ultimate bracket more yourself. I highly implore you do. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to sub and all that yada yada. Support has been absolutely unreal lately. Thank you guys for all the video ideas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.